Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I decided to do an intro for my inventory, which I'm going to be posting shortly. I have to edit it yet, so I'm doing this before I edit, and I'm going to split it into two. So this will be, you'll first see my skincare, and then I will do another intro for my makeup, because I think it's going to be too long without to put it all together. I think the film will just be too long. So hopefully that's what we'll see, and I hope you enjoy this. Bearing in mind this is the first time I've ever done it, so please excuse me if I'm not as smooth and slick as some of the other people who've been doing this for years. It will hopefully get better and easier as I get used to doing it, but this was the first time. Last time I only took photographs of it. This time I actually tried to film it, and it was actually quite hard to do. It's not as easy as you think. So I'm hoping it comes out okay. If it doesn't, I'll go back to photographs and then I'll talk about it. But I'm very much a visual person, and I wanted to show you all what I had. And I find it much easier than just seeing numbers. I think the numbers are good if you're doing updates, but to start with, I think visually it's easier to see the whole collection. And I tried to lay it out on my bed so you can see it, but it wasn't easy, and it was extremely hot that day. So yeah, it was hard, and occasionally I forgot and left the fan on and forgot to turn it off when I was actually filming. So if you do hear the fan, I do apologise, but it was like 30 odd degrees in there, and I was cooking. It was not pleasant with the fan off. It was really too hot. So hopefully you'll forgive me for that, but we will try and do better when I update in January, and I will be a bit better because I'll have learned some things as I went through this time, and we can go through. And also, if you do want me to go through in more detail and open palettes and open colours, then I can try and do that in more detail than I did this time. So please, by all means, give me some feedback, and then I'll work on that next time. I'll look back on it and try and incorporate that when I do the January one. So I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, and today I've got the first part of my inventory for my skincare. And as I said in the intro, this is what I'm going to do, is compare it to the details I had at the beginning of the year. I did take some pictures, and I think that was in February, so I'll try and show those in comparison with this, but if not, I'll just show you the numbers. So at the beginning of the year I had 26 shower gels. I've now got 22, and some of them, as you can see, 4 of them are small ones, travel size ones, so they shouldn't take too long to use. But then I'm stuck with the bigger bottles, which obviously will take a bit longer to get through. These 3 at the end here are actually bath products, so I will still use them as shower gels. They're fine. I can just be careful how I use them and they'll be okay. This cream bath I might use to soak my feet, because it's a bit heavy to use and is shower gel, but I'll get through it, it'll be fine. And then this is the one I'm using at the moment, and it's almost gone. There's a little tiny bit left, about down to here, so I put this one in to finish up because it's nice and fresh in this hot weather. So that's what I'm using at the moment, and I just use that when I need it. These two, this one's in the project, this is in 50 Shades of Purple, and this one is, hello Angus, my dog's just come in to see me. And this one I've decided to put in because I'm going in for surgery next month, and when I've got my stitches out, I thought I'd like something nice and fresh and relaxing and nice to use when I finally can get in the shower after those stitches are out, or staples, or whatever I have in my knee. So I thought that would be quite nice, and I've got a matching body lotion to go with it, which will be in the next section. So that's the ones I've got to use up, and I'm quite happy with that. It's slow progress, but it's still a downward trend. So I think when I first started, when I first counted them up, I think I had well over 30. So now I'm down to 22, and a lot of the original ones were little ones, so I've got rid of almost all of the little ones, and they'll all be gone this year, and I'll just be left with the bigger ones, which is fine. They'll obviously take a bit longer to get through, but then I'll be working on those for the next however many years until I can get through them. but I'm quite happy with that, and eventually I'll get through and I might use some as hand soap in the kitchen and things. The ones I don't really like this one maybe, I might use as a bit of hand soap, but we'll see. Yes. Okay, here I've got my body scrubs. Last time at the beginning of the year I had 9. I've now got 6, so I've managed to use 3. The one I'm currently using is the number 7 cleansing body polish. I used up a Garnier one, another smaller number 7 one, and the small tub of the Rituals of Avida one, which was in my monochromatic project pan. It was the small size, the same as the one on the end, the pink one. So yeah, so I'm quite pleased with that. I've managed to reduce that by 3 this year so far, so hopefully we'll get another 1 or 2 finished by the end of the year and reduce it a bit further still. So that's moving along quite nicely, this section. So here I've got my foot products. When I did my inventory at the beginning of the year, I had 19 without the foot soak, so if you add those in, I had, because I've used up 1, so I had 23, and now I've got 17, so I've used up 6 products, so I'm quite happy with that in the intervening months. So I've used up a foot cream, 2 foot creams, I've used up some of the detox patches, and a box of bath salt, foot soak salts. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that, and I've been working on the Flexitol heel balm, so yeah, so I'm going to carry on working on that and see if I can get that out. Oh, and I've also used up a leg oil, so that's gone too. So yeah, so we're making steady progress on this section. It's not one I want to keep. I want to just have 1 foot cream and 1 lot of salts, which will probably be like the mineral salts, just to soak my feet in. I don't need all of this, so once this collection is whittled down, I'm not going to replace it. I'll just have 1 heel cream, and I can just use body lotion. I don't need specialist cream for my feet. So not a collection that I will be replacing, I think. So that's that one done. So this is my body lotion section. At the start of the year I had 31, and with 3 oils at the top that made 34, because I didn't include that in the section before. I'm at the same level again now, and I think that I have used some body lotions up, but I think I have found more as I've been turning out and sorting out over the last 6 months. But I have concentrated more on the body butters. I've used quite a few body butters over the last few months, so this has been a bit more neglected as a section. But I am working on a body lotion at the moment. I'm working on this one, and I've got about 1/3 of the bottle to go. So this one I'm hoping should be gone by the end of the month. And then these 2 here are in my 50 Shades of Purple project, so they should be gone by the end of the middle of April next year. And then when this one is gone, I want to finish that Nivea soft one, because that's half empty, and I think, well, that means there's only about 30 mils in it, so I should be able to get that one done fairly quickly. But after that, I think this category will be a bit neglected, because I've got several body butters that are actually in projects. So apart from these 2, which are also in a project, I don't think anything else will get worked on this next year until we look at it again in the new year maybe. So it will probably stick at that number until then. I am working on this one though, the instant tan, so that may get finished off. I don't know whether I can finish that. It's rather an alarming product to use. It comes out like deep dark brown when you put it on the skin. Yes, it's just rather alarming. But yes, so that's my body lotion. It's a huge category and I want to reduce it, but at the moment it's going to sit, I think, and I'll just finish off these 2 little ones and that will be it for this year, I think, and we'll see how far we get with these 2. So that's that one, and I'll catch you on the next one. So this is my body butters. I started off the year with 20, and I'm now down to 18. These are the ones that I'm currently These two are in projects. This is in my monochromatic and this one's in my graveyard project pan. This one doesn't have very much in at all, so hopefully that will be used up fairly quickly. But it's very glittery on the skin. I'm not sure that I like it very much, but there's hardly anything in there, so I'll just carry on and use it up. This one is an old Avon face cream, but there's next to nothing in there. But I don't want to use it on my skin, on my face anymore. It's too old. It must be getting on for nearly a decade old. I mean, the writing's coming off the pot now. It's so old. I mean, it's in a glass jar. It's that old. But it still smells fine. The texture's fine, but I just don't want to put it on my face anymore. But I'll use it up as a body cream. And because there's so little in the jar, it shouldn't take too long to use it up. So I just want to get that one out. I don't think that would take more than a couple of weeks, really. And then this one doesn't have much in it. So again, what, 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks? I should have that one done, and it smells gorgeous. Smells really nice. And then I have to move on to this one, which is in my graveyard project pan. But this one is untouched, really, so I need to get cracking on this because this has to be done by the end of October. So I really need to give myself 2 or 3 months to get that done. Yeah, so they're the ones I'm working on. I doubt really I'll get much more done until after October, because that one will take me the whole time then until after the end of October, and then we'll see where we go. I might move on to a body lotion then and give body butters a rest, because I'll have worked on them most of the year. So that could be that. So now we'll move on to hand creams. Here we've got my hand creams. This, I've got 15 here. It doesn't match my records because I cannot find a whole bunch of calf kits and ones. I think I've used them up, but my records don't show that, and I can't find them. So I don't know whether I've used them up and got rid of them and not ticked them off on my spreadsheet, because I can't find them, and I've had a look around and I still can't find them. So maybe by the end of the year it'll come to light, but at the moment I've got 15. Now at the bottom here, you'll see that I've cut most of the ones open in squeezy tubes because I struggle to get them out when they get low in the tube. So I've squeezed them out and put them in pots, but I have actually now got these twisty key things which works really well, but I didn't have it when these were getting to that stage. So that's my hand cream. And so here we go with the hair care. So I've got 10 shampoos, and obviously some of them are solid bar shampoos which are really quite old. They're a good 4 or 5 years old now, so I'd like to get those used up. But I've just started the Kerastays one, so I'll use that first and then I'll move on to the solid ones, I think. With the conditioners, I've got 9. I'm finishing up this Love Beauty and Planet one, and I've got hardly anything left on it now. That's all that's left in that one, and once that's finished I'll move on to the Kerastays conditioner and see if I can move that one out because it matches the shampoo. Once that's finished I'll again move on to the solid ones, I think, to go with those ones. And with the treatments, I'm currently working on this Grow Gorgeous one, and I've used it for a good few days now, and it was right up into the cap, and we're down here now. And you basically use a few drops every day for a month, and it smells gorgeous. It's really nice. It doesn't smell nasty like some of the others smell quite medicinal. That one doesn't. It smells really nice, so it's a joy to use, really. And that's all my hair care. So not over amount, but obviously I'd like to reduce it. I really don't need to carry this amount of backstock, really. I'd like to get it down to sort of 1 and plus a spare one, so I don't run out and not have one in spare. And I tend to buy it, like I bought this one when it was on offer with Prime, because it was much cheaper. But I don't want to keep doing that. I want to use these up so I don't have a big stack. especially the treatment oils. I kept buying them because I was trying different things, but I need to just use them up and work them out and not buy any more until these are all gone. But I've been really good and not bought any more for a long time. So that's the plan. So now we've got my cleansers. I was up to 15 because at the beginning of the year, because I actually found that little bottle of Garnier micellar water at my son's. When my parents had that house, I used to go and stay there, and I'd left a selection of skincare to use there, so I didn't have to take it each time I stayed there to help care for them. It was just easier, but then obviously they've gone now and my son's living there. He doesn't want my stuff there, so I brought it all home, but it added to my numbers when I incorporated it in, which was after the beginning of the year. So my numbers increased by 1. So I was at 15. I have used 4. I'm now down to 11. The ones on the end here are the ones I'm currently using. So I've got the Clinique Take the Day Off. That one is in my 50 Shades of Purple project, which I've just started it, so there's hardly any use on it. The Sukin Micellar Water is nearly empty. That very, very old Boots Botanics one is about 2/3, nearly a half empty. I'm no longer going to be buying eye makeup remover, so this category will stop once at the end of this month when that's finished, because I've only got this tiniest bit left, because the Take the Day Off and the Pro Cleansing Balm, Pro Collagen Cleansing Balms actually remove the eye makeup, and I don't need a specific eye makeup remover. At the moment I don't feel I do. So if I change my mind in the future, I'll introduce the category again, but at the moment I don't feel I need it, so that category will be removed. I had 6 facial scrubs at the beginning of the year, or at the end of 2020. I'm now down to 4, so that's quite good progress. I'm quite happy with that. I'm currently working on this, but as I've only got 4, I tend to sort of each month I'll pick a different one and I'll work on it a few times during the month, and then I'll swap it out and I'll try a different one next month, just so I'm not getting bored. And as there's only 4, they're all getting some use through the year, so I don't think that's too bad. This is by far the oldest one in my collection. This is the newest one. I got it on Amazon Prime Day. So this one really could do with going. So maybe later in the year I'll try and put it in a project and use it up. So that's my cleansers and facial scrubs. Okay, here I've got my face treatments, which is the hyaluronic acids and the glycolic acids, retinols and those sort of things. I don't have very many because I've just started to use it, to be honest. The rollerball one right at the end, I have started to use. I don't want to use it on my face. It is extremely old. So I use it on my knees and it appears to be having quite a good effect. I don't have any wrinkles on my knees. So I'm just trying to use it up basically. I don't want to just chuck it away. It still smells fine. The toners at the bottom, I had them incorrectly logged as the wrong thing. I thought they were in like setting sprays, but I actually think when I started to use it that they are actually toners. So in the beginning of the year I only had 1 toner, which was the Sukin Mist Toner, and now I've got 4 because these were in the wrong section. But actually this one is about, what are we? It's down to about there. So I'm almost finished, and this one's even less. Where are we? I'm down to about there. So these ones will definitely be gone this year, so then I'll be left with these 2. The treatments I just use as and when. I try and use a different one each month and just see how I like them, to be honest. At the moment I've got the Naturally Radiant Glycolic Peel, I think, the one in the pale green tube from Superdrug. So I had 33, but I had combined them all with my face masks, so quite hard to slim it down, but I've now separated it out. So I've got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we'll see if I've got any less by the end of the year. I'm hoping I'll have at least used that little sachet up, and had use on the others, even if I don't use them up, as long as I've used them all. I've definitely used the retinol reface with the red cap on the end, because that was in my monochromatic project pan, and I used that I think 3 or 4 times, and I quite liked it actually. It was quite nice, and but I don't know whether they do make a difference, so whether I need to use them for longer, I'm not sure. As I said, I'm a novice with using products like this. I've not used them in my skincare routine at all before, despite having like that Garnier in my collection for years. So we'll see how we get on over the next 6 months and see how it goes. Okay, now we've got my moisturisers. I have, at the beginning of the year, I had 19 day creams. Now I appear to have 20, but I know I've got one more that I cannot find. I've got an It Cosmetics day cream, but I can't find it anywhere. I have looked and looked, but I'm in the process of clearing all my mum and dad's house stuff, which I just put into storage, and now I've taken it all out of storage and I'm sorting it out, but hence my house is in absolute chaos. But I want it done before I have surgery. So yes, the house is in chaos, so I can't actually find it at the moment. So there is one more to come. I'm hoping I can find it by December. If I can't, then I will write it off as not there, because I think that gives me adequate time to find it. But at the moment we're saying I have 21, but one is missing. The 2 at the end there are the ones I'm working on at the moment. That little pink Cordelay one is currently in my monochromatic project pan, and it's almost gone, almost finished. And then I will carry on with that AOA retinol one. There's not much product in that, so I'm hoping that that will be gone either the end of this month or more likely into August. So for night creams, I had 10 at the end of 2020. I've still got 10. I'm currently working on that little number 7 one. I've obviously still got 4 more after that, but that one is almost done, so I want to get that one finished. That Superdrug Naturally Radiant night cream is in my 50 Shades of Purple project, and I would quite like to finish this sachet. I just don't want them hanging around, to be honest, and so if I could get that one finished now, it cuts my numbers by 1, because I do count them in my numbers, and then it's something else that's out of my collection. So I'm hoping that I could get it down to, what, 8 at least, and then have a serious dint, if not finished, the pot of night cream from Superdrug. That would be really nice if I could do that, and then I could perhaps start working on another tube. So that's that section done. Okay, so here I've got my facial serums and my facial oils. This category has changed quite a bit in numbers, but some of it is because I've rejigged and found that some of them should have gone in different categories. So the facial serums, I had 18 at the end of 2020. I have used quite a lot up. I concentrated on the small products that I had in little tubes. Some of them only had a few mils in, like 3 mils or 5 mils, so I've concentrated on those and moved those out, and I'm now down to 8. A couple of them have actually moved across into the oil category, facial oils, and I had 5 and now I've got 8 because they were actually in the wrong category. I think the only one I might have bought since then is this simple one, which is really nice. I'm really enjoying it, but I really just need to use more of them up. But I have made significant progress this year, so I'm quite pleased with that. The only one I don't really like is the Physicians Formula. For some reason it's got glitter in it. Very strange, I don't know why. I did have a neck moisturiser which was extremely old, and I have used it up, and now I've got a face and neck serum from number 7, so I've just put that in with the serums. I've not made a separate category for it, so it's now in with just all the serums all together. So although it's specifically for necks as well, it's all going in the same category. So lots of progress on part of this. So quite happy with the progress really. Here I've got my eye products. I had 19, but they were all put in together when I did them in 2020, whereas this time I've actually broken them down. I've got 3 serums because in this one there is actually a balm in the top part of it. If I show you, in the top of there's a balm, and then there's a cream underneath. I don't really like it, to be honest. It's okay, but I don't feel it does a huge amount, so I will carry on using it, but I won't repurchase it. This one seems to make my eyes sting a bit, so I'll persevere a little bit longer and just see if it's just me being hypersensitive. But if it carries on, I'm going to declutter it and purchase a different one, or use this one up and then purchase a different one, because I'm not in that game. It just is not worth it. Eye creams, I've worked down quite a few. I've got rid of 1 or 2 of the little number 7 ones. I think I've got rid of 1 of those, and I've worked down another couple of small eye creams. Mostly I've concentrated on the serums. I had lots of samples that came with just a few mils of product in, and so I've worked hard on those, getting rid of them, and a lot of sachets. So they've all gone now, so I'm just left with these. That little one there, the Bobbi Brown Hydrating Gel, that's the one I'm working on at the moment. This one is a nighttime moisturiser. Again, it doesn't feel any different to the daytime ones, to be perfectly honest. It's not any more emollient, so yeah, we'll keep going. We're going in the right direction. I've now got 12, I had 19. So definitely used a good few up. I haven't... Have I bought any this year? These were all purchased last year. I think these Avon ones were last year. The others were before that, I think. Yeah, I don't think the others... I think the others were prior to that. I have actually just bought the Elizabeth Arden one when they had a sale on, or some sort of sale, because my eyes were so dry and sore, and that one works. So I'm waiting for that to come in. When that does, then I shall probably use that at night just to give my eyes a bit of a boost. I did have a sample of that at the beginning of the year, and it was brilliant, and my eyes just drank it in. They did. My skin just loved it. So I will try that and see if that gives it a boost. If that works, then I may well just declutter that Olay one, because I'm not in the game of using stuff that makes my eyes sore. So yeah, we'll see when we come back in December if that's what I actually did. Okay, here we've got my face masks. Now, I think I've got some more face masks somewhere, but again, I cannot find them. I think they're sheet masks, but I could be wrong. I've looked and looked and I can't find them. I did have another small tube of the Elemis Exotic Cream. I think I might have used it completely, but again, I can't find it. And I can't see it in my list of empties, so I need to go back and check. I'm quite tired at the moment, so whether I'm missing it. But I'll have a look before I upload this, and I'll put it on the screen if there is some missing. If I've got more masks, they may reappear for the December update, but at the moment this is what I'm going with. Now, I had in December 33, but that included treatments. Now, I've actually split this category, and when I did my figures again in February, I had 21, and now I've got 18. So I have used a few over the months between February and now, and these 3 at the end here are in projects. So the purple one's obviously in the 50 Shades of Purple, the blue one's in my monochromatic project pan, so that needs to be used this month, and then the tub one, the Revolution one, is a strawberry donut mask, and I've used that 2 or 3 times now, and that's in the 50 Shades of Purple. And it's really nice actually. I tend to use it like a sleeping mask because my skin is quite dry, although at the moment with it being so hot I don't need it, but come winter time that will come into its own really. But yes, these are my masks, and hopefully we can cut that down because I don't need as many as this. I'd only like to have a couple of pots of masks. I don't want this amount. Right, this is a mixture of stuff. It's like muscle gel, face suntan cream, and after sun balm, and also sleep spray and balm. Just so that it's more of a check for me, so I can see what I've got and that I don't go out and buy more, because then I know exactly what I've got and I can see it, and I shall take a picture of it as well. Then I've got it online and I can see it, because otherwise if it's in a cupboard I don't know what I've got, and it's easy to, like I can see with the sleep balms, I thought I didn't have many, and I've gone out and bought more when I really didn't need to. Yeah, so the ones I'm working on at the moment, obviously the suntan cream, I've got plenty of body suntan cream that I'm working on, and I'm not going to list that, but the facial ones I need to work my way through, because some of them are a bit older and I don't want to be using old cream on my face. So at the moment I've got this little one which needs using up. I've used one of them up already, so this is the second one, and then I've got one of these. Obviously I've got a second one. The gels I use occasionally. I've got obviously pain relieving gel that I use too, but sometimes I want something cooling, so that helps. The spray mists I use most nights, and I've got some of them have got not a lot left in them, so I did use one up a little while ago. This I was using for months and months and months. It's nearly gone, but I tend to like this in the winter, so I will probably put it away again and use it in the winter and see if I can finish it up this year. And I've gone on to this one, and I just put a bit on before I go to sleep, and it does seem to help a bit. At least I seem to crash with that and the painkillers. It works. So I'm hoping I could get both of those finished up by the end of the year. That would be quite nice to reduce it by 2. And then we'll just keep plodding on with them. But really this is more of a record just for me, so I don't go out and buy more of these 3 groups, because I really don't need any more until these are drastically reduced. I want to have just one at a time, maybe a spare when one is getting really low, but no backstock of these groups at all, and I've got far too much. So that's my record for this group. Okay, here I've got my perfume collection. I'm quite pleased with how I'm making progress with this. It's quite slow, but then that's nothing more than I expected with perfume. I have been concentrating on working through the samples, and last month I managed to finish a Clinique, I think it was Clinique, little bottle in my monochromatic project pan, and I was quite happy with that. So this time I'm working on this one, and I'm trying to finish up this one. It's not much in there, but it's going to take me a good couple of months really to get through this. But it's a very light summery scent, so it's perfect time of year really to get this one out and finished. And then obviously I'm working on a deodorant. At the end of 2020 I had 16 expensive perfumes. I'm now down to 15, so I have used up a couple of miniatures, sample sizes, but I also found more. So although some have gone out, some more have come back in, but I'm a net loss of 1, so I'm going in the right direction, and hopefully I'll finish that Lancôme Miracle one this year, so that'll be another one out. On the cheaper perfumes, I've not worked on a huge amount really. I've managed to use one up as a room spray because it had gone off and I didn't want to use it on my body anymore. It was fine as a room spray, so I just used it in the bathroom. So actually, although I have used one up by, as I said, using it in the bathroom, I've actually gone up 3 because I found more in my travels of sorting things out. With the body sprays, I've used one up, but I've also found one. So I found this Grace Cole one, but I did use up a Ted Baker one. So one out, one in. So we're at the same numbers. The roll-ons I haven't really touched because I've been concentrating on the others. The deodorants I have used up more than one, but I've also bought in more, so it says 6 and I'm down to 5, but I know I've used up more than that over the course of this year, so I've probably bought in more as I've used them up, so we've sort of almost even. But that's my perfumes, so we're slowly getting it down, but I think it is a category that is just a slow attrition of the numbers really. But I had worked on the little ones over the last couple of months, so that accounted for a slight dip, but I'm quite happy with that. So if I can get a couple more out by the end of the year, I'll be really chuffed. So that's the end of that one.